Come check out owlsherbs.com where we have all of your herbal needs and different variety of products from sea moss to black seed oil and a different variety of products for different health issues, because your health is your wealth. Purchase the Millionaire Savings Plan, available on Amazon.com and BrokeGeniuses.com. Learn how to break the paycheck to paycheck cycle, get out of debt, save more money, achieve your financial goals, and live a better life.
What is going on today? Today is going to be something that is going to be, I would say, revolutionary as far as thought. It is revolutionary because it is a way of looking at people within the class system that is more encompassing than the typical poverty, lower class, middle class, upper class. Because what I'm going to be talking about today is going to be all encompassing to where it's going to blow your mind. Like today, I just had like sometimes I have like aha moments. Okay. I have aha moments and I start new businesses. I create new herbs. I create new products for my businesses. I come up with different things. I get light bulb moments. I mean, that's how I pretty much started my book, The Millionaire Savings Plan. In the wee hours of the morning, pretty much I was kind of pacing back and forth trying to figure out, why I've made money in life, but I haven't really made much impact. And pretty much the Millionaire Savings Plan was created. Now I'm gonna try to control my emotions. I'm gonna try to not be, too, I guess, street or ghetto about this. I'm gonna try to be unemotional, like some people. Some people, they have different channels and stuff like that, and they wonder why they don't reach a particular plateau. They can't control their emotions. They got flaws, and I'm gonna be talking about those types of things as well. And the aha revolutionary moment is um, what I came up with. I was thinking about, if etymology, the study of words and how they have, dual meanings or multiple meanings. Well, when you go to work, that is very similar to war. Business, if you ever been in business or you've heard or whatever this before, business is war. You work for a business, right? And you go to work, right? And that's actually war. Okay, in case you didn't know that. Okay, some of these things I'm gonna say, I'm gonna already give myself a bomb drop because this very very topic, this very very these talking points, that these new words, vernaculars, as well as um, these types of people is revolutionary. I'm the first person that came up with this idea. I'm gonna just pre bomb drop myself, but it's very very topic. What's going on? Another genius in the chat I see. Yeah, this is subscriber only. I'm not gonna if you're gonna chat, you're gonna be one of my subscribers. I want minimal interruption on this. This is gonna be basically something that's revolutionary as far as thought, because what what is revolutionary about this is that it's gonna blow your mind. Today, whole day, just mind blown. I mean, I swear to God, I'm at work and I'm, thinking of different ways of like the concept of what I'm going to be talking about today came from the idea of, okay, the stats and the reports and stuff like that. People even that make over $100,000, people that even make over $250,000, they're living check to check. You know, there a lot of people. You ever wonder why is people that got money even struggling? And it's in what I'm going to be talking about is going to break that down and kind of explain it for you, because we're taught to think. A lot of us don't even know. Like, if a lot of people are not even taught personal finance. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I came up with my channel, is my journey on learning personal finance and business, and teaching that to the public. But most people's, in as well as mine, we're taught, okay, like I said, poverty, the class system, poverty, people in poverty, working class, middle class, upper middle class, upper class elite. Well, what if I told you that, basically, to give things away slightly? What if I told you that a humbug on the street, or somebody barely making it in their vehicle, living in their car, working at CVS, making like $20,000 a year, ain't really that much different than somebody making $200,000, if not even more than that, as far as their actual lifestyle compared to the elites, or it's not so much the elites. What I'm going to be talking about, the higher ups, as far as what I'm going to be talking about as far as people. What if I told you that? Would that really be mind blowing? Not really, because people, I dropped a video. uh it's kind of like one of my videos that I was playing. I think I might have deleted it. But what this white guy was saying was, in the video, was that how, when it comes to like people like Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, all of these like uber elite billionaires, right? People are, in comparison, they, like, people's mindset, like, right, like someone that might have $100,000 job, $150,000 job, right? They might have the mindset that, like, yeah, I'm doing very, very well in this little mini mansion. I'm making ends meet, but I'm kind of struggling somewhat. But compared to somebody living in the projects or in the ghetto, I'm doing relatively well, way better than they are. But in actuality, the person making mid level, $100,000 or $200,000, they're more close to, like I said, somebody that's working at CVS that makes $15 an hour, than they are to someone like a Jeff Bezos, or the owner of, basically, Cisco, the lead shareholders of Cisco, or any mega five, Fortune 500 company, whoever is the leading shareholder, or hedge fund manager. Those people that think that they're so much more higher than the average person. A lot of people, they're going to get humbled today, and I'm going to break down how people that just basically are like upper middle class and even upper class are more close to an average everyday person that makes minimum wage or even lower than you think, compared to being close to, like I say, a Bill Gates, a Mark Zuckerberg, or even a Jay-Z, or Rihanna, or Uber, multi-million dollar net worth person, such as, even you could just even say Kanye West. I mean, these are just people that everybody knows. You're more closer to the guy or gal working at CVS or Starbucks making slightly above minimum wage, if not minimum wage. And I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break it all the way down to you and have you understand. So this concept, like I said, was from basically looking at things like the battlefield, looking at this as like from an aspect of war. Okay, I just basically was just kind of at my job, kind of bored like a lot of people. I've already kicked ass early in the week, and then last week kicked ass as far as getting caught up on work. So I had a little kind of downtime, and I came up with an idea because it was just just something that came out of the blue. I was kind of already thinking about certain things, but I kind of came up with my own class system. That's basically what I'm trying to articulate to you in my big old genius head, to you, that I came up with a class system that is very revolutionary because it is more encompassing than the traditional class system. Okay. Um, so let's get right into it. Let's roll the ticker. And definitely, yes, this is definitely cash app worthy, as far as if you can. If you can't, it's all good. I really pretty much am doing this because it is something that, like I said, is really really awesome. It's an idea that I think that people are gonna run with. Watch out, you gonna start hearing people on YouTube and people off of YouTube saying the things that I am saying today as far as the talking points. Watch, and you'll see how people take from. I won't say my channel is small, but as far as like, as far as in the scheme of YouTube, I don't get as much compensation from my channel as like some big name, or even smaller names. But watch how they take from the little broke guy, or whatever, and start taking it. And then people also do this. They'll take what you say, and then they'll talk as if they were the ones that came up with the vernaculars as well. So watch that. Watch people repeat what I say. People that are very very wealthy watch my videos and are enlightened by my videos. Okay. So I mean, it's cool because I watch other people's videos, but people are very very funny. Something about what's going on right now, briefly before I start, is that people they have some type of viewpoint where they don't want to acknowledge someone. Because, like, for example, let's say Grant Cardone, was listening to my videos. If he acknowledged little old me, right, I get a little spotlight, a little shine. No, we can't do that. So they won't acknowledge why they repeating the stuff that you said on your channel long before they said it. They just don't. People don't do it. People have, just, they'll continue to do it, but just watch how other people that maybe have more engagement, get more money from their channel, repeat the things that I'm going to be saying today. Just look, listen, and learn. So, the first, because it's five types of people in the financial world. Five types of people. Okay. So the first, and this is from this perspective of a battlefield, a battalion, okay, or war. This is a perspective of war. Okay. So the first, let me share my screen, because basically I blasted this out everywhere. I blasted this on every social media page that I have, and also my blog. And I'm definitely starting to update my blog more. So yeah, this is pretty much it here. So as it reads, basically, disabled are these people are not actively in the battle. They are temporarily or permanently unable to fight in the war. These people include seriously mentally delayed, physically delayed, and individuals with substance abuse problems that are unable to work. Most people in this group have little to no income and rely on others and government support. Okay, so the first person in this financial world is the disabled. Okay, how many people are disabled? Okay, is a lot of disabled veterans. Um, how many people are disabled in America? Okay, that's the first question that I ponder. Last time I checked, it was like 1 in 4 or even 1 in 3. People or persons are disabled, and that's adults as far as things that are disabled in America. Okay, so according to the CNBC, let me get out of this. I've already read the first passage. Uh, First person is in this financial world is disabled. Okay, so this is old, but I'm gonna use it for just something as of use. Probably hasn't changed much. This is from 2015 CDC. It says that 22% of adults in the United States have some type of disability. Okay. Now, it is some people that are disabled, but they are working. But it is a lot of people that are disabled, but they cannot work, or they struggle to work. It's nuances to it. It's 22%. So roughly, as far as statistically, we know about 300 million people are in the United States. Okay. You have to break down adults, but just a flat out rate. Okay. 10% is 30 million, and 60 million will be 20%. Okay. So give or take, according to this, it'll be 66 million people are disabled. That's a big number. But it's new. It's curved to a certain extent, because some of the people that are disabled are children. They're not adults, and then they might be disabled when they're young, but then when they get older, they're not disabled. Okay, so that is a big deal. That's almost a third of the population that is not able to work, not able to really compete. Okay, so that's that. We go back to it. So the second group of people, and this encompasses a lot of different people. This encompasses a lot of people. Um, is the trench fighters. This is what I was thinking about a lot today. I am definitely in the trenches. A lot of people are in the trenches. One of the reasons why I was thinking about this was I was thinking about, why are people struggling so much? Okay. Why is there so many people that are struggling? Why do people don't, people have a poker face and they pretend everything is okay. People even act fake on the internet, when the internet, you could be anything you want to be on the internet, but people still act fake on the internet. It is something that's tripped out to me. I guess I understand, especially if some people know you. I mean, 9 times out of 10, people add you on social media. They know you, they work with you or whatever. people tend to show their representative face, their representative type of personality. They don't really show themselves, you know. So people actually struggle a lot of times in silence, but you can see it in their face. You can see it, you know, as far as their actions and their frustrations. They are in the trenches. Now, who is in the trenches? I'm going to read this. These are people that are working for survival. Their incomes are broad. They could make less than $15,000 to up to $1 million. You know, I would say plus, because basically this is what I mean by all encompassing. It's people that make over $1 million and are in the trenches. Believe it or not, it is like, you know, you wonder, damn, this person makes so much money. Why are they still struggling? Well, there you have it. They're still in the trenches. They have not got out of the trench. So let me read further. The main reason trench fighters are in the trenches is based on cost of living and lifestyle choices. So this is why people are in the trenches. So I'm gonna bring this personal, and I'm gonna, you know, go out of the personality or just the personal anecdotal stuff. So I have family members that make less than $75,000 a year. Okay, I repeat, less than $75,000 a year. And I have another family member that, and let me say, the $75,000 a year family member, he does not have the problems financially that the family member that makes three times, if not almost four times as much as my family member that makes $75,000 a year financially. And the reason why is because the family member that makes $75,000 a year, they are more frugal. They save a lot because they don't want to spend a lot. And they, you know, I'm not going to say they're perfect, you know, because they're very, very cautious. They're very defensive. They're very financially defensive. A lot of times when you find people that are afraid to spend or cautious to spend, a lot of times those people are financially defensive. A lot of times you come from, like a lot of people, they come from families where they were in the trenches. You know, there's different layers of trench, you know, warfare or whatever, or being in the trenches. You got people that are in the throes of the trenches. I'll even say myself, I'm in the trenches, right? I'm in the trenches. I'm, you know, in the bottom, you know, basically trying to work my way up, you know, make some type of way for myself. A lot of people are in the trenches. I mean, a majority of people are either disabled or in the trenches. And like I said, let me go back to $15,000 to, I mean, yeah, $15,000 to 1 million. Doesn't matter if you're upper class. Don't matter if you upper middle class, you know, lower middle class, in poverty. Definitely, you know, $15,000 is poverty. Okay, for a family, yeah, definitely is very, very close to poverty. If not, it's poverty for a family. $15,000 is in fact poverty. It does not matter, like I said, if you are making $1 million to, you know, someone that's in poverty. You're still just like they are in the trenches. The reason why is because you have too much lifestyle debt. You have too much debt. You're working. You cannot quit your job. You can't stop the fight. You got to keep fighting because you do not have enough to go on. Okay, you basically have to keep on fighting because basically that's why people go to work. They go to work because they have to. Like I say in my book, people go to work because they have to. If you didn't have to go to work, you wouldn't. It's just like that. And the reason why people go to work and have to work is because their financial survival depends on it. The reason why their financial life depends on it is because they have an overpriced house, they have overpriced cars, overpriced credit cards. They have to pay for all of these things to basically, fit in society the way that they think in their mind that they have to. They have to work for these things. And a lot of times what happens is they get behind on these payments. And also you have a lot of people. Let me go back again. This is an old discussion, but I got time tonight. I definitely got time tonight for this. Um, we're gonna go back into how many people have a budget. This is just a budget. Okay, a budget is pretty much something that you can create for free. Okay, how many people actually have a budget? Not a will, not a trust, which you should have a trust actually. I'm gonna talk more about that later on. That's another topic of discussion. But this is the stats on how many people actually have a budget. A budget is free. Budget don't cost nothing. Don't cost anything. You can create a budget on a napkin.
Message.
32% of U.S. households only prepare a budget. So that means that 68% of households don't create no budget. You know what it's like when you don't create a budget? I said it before in a previous video. You're shooting at the hip. Anything that comes along, it's unexpected. Everything is unexpected when you don't have a budget. Because basically, unless you're even if you have a lot of money, it's still not good because basically, anything that comes up, you're just basically freestyling. You have to, you're just, it's like you're throwing money at everything. When you have a budget, you actually have the budget is actually a financial plan. A budget is a monthly or bi-weekly financial plan. 68% of Americans do not have a budget. Something that you can create on a napkin, you could put it on a list of you could put it on a piece of scratch paper like my mother used to do. People don't even have a budget. So when I say all of that, this is why you have people that make over $250,000 a year or make over $100,000 a year and are living paycheck to paycheck because they don't have a budget. No music, no background music, nothing. They don't have a budget. That's why. And I already know it. I already know it. You know. Like I said, lifestyle choices and cost of living. Now, here's the thing. I get it. You know, you live in California. You got kids in California. You got, extended family in California. You're not going to leave California. You're going to hold your ground in the trench there. Doesn't matter how much you make. Doesn't matter unless some massive action happens, you're going to still be in those trenches. You're gonna take your $1 million house in the hood and basically try to pay that mortgage, or get an apartment and try to pay that apartment. Uh, Getting out of the trenches in California and New York, and even I've heard Miami is getting high as far as prices. $3,000 apartments and stuff like that. It's very, very difficult in those trenches versus the trenches of, let's say, I don't know, somewhere in Pennsylvania. It's a different type of trench, right? So what a lot of times people happen when it comes to cost of living, just by proxy of where you live, the trenches are more in depth depending on where you live. Just what, cost of living varies depending on where you live. Okay. And then also to add lifestyle choices, right? A lot of people want a new car. They say the average car payment is $1,000 a month, and that doesn't even include insurance. And then typically, creditors, loan companies, they want you to have full coverage, not just liability. You need full coverage for a loan. Also, some type of gap insurance, because if the car, wrecks, the loan amount is not fully paid if the car is not of value, or if the actual loan, the insurance company, what they pay is lopsided compared to what you got to pay the loan back. So that very $1,000 may be like $1,500, if not $1,300, depending on even what you can get as far as insurance. If you got a bad driving record, then there goes your insurance. As far as you paying a decent amount, where it doesn't get too expensive. So these are all based off of lifestyle choices. Nobody has to get a new car. I myself, I have a used car. Okay. The basically decision to get a brand new car is based off of lifestyle choices. You want to fit in. You want to, when you go to visit family, you go visit your friends. Your friends do the same thing. Go get brand new cars, get car payment debt. Then there goes your trench. You're entrenched with these payments. This is why so many people are in the trenches. It's based off of basically trying to fit in with other people in society, whether it's due to your own internal insecurities or whatever, what have you. This is why I do shit on Dave Ramsey, but I have to admit, a lot of the things that Dave Ramsey talks about is true. You don't need a brand new car, especially if you're already in debt. But a lot of people, how many people get brand new cars, and they're in debt? And then it just adds to the debt. It's kind of like, let's look at a trench. A trench is basically a foxhole. It's you dig the foxhole, and then you stay in the trench and you fight off, the enemy, right? Well, when you get more debt and you add on to the debt that you already have, you're digging yourself a deeper hole in the trench. Okay. So yes, this is why people are in the trench. And yeah, I lose a lot of people, because basically, here's the thing, it's like the good pastor at church. He's telling you what you've done wrong, and you feel some type of way about it. You don't like it. That's how this is. I'm telling you the obvious, and it hurts. Preacher telling the truth, and it hurts. It hurts, you know. So yeah, as it reads further, this explains a lot of why people are so into consumerism and embrace being shopaholics and having everything easy and convenient for a premium. You know, people love to talk about Amazon. I get so many Amazon packages. You know what I think about that? I think about it like this. A lot now, some people that talk about that are in a different group that are what I'm going to be talking about further. But a lot of people are in the trenches bragging about how they basically buy consumer items off of Amazon at an easy pace. And this is actually what I call trench talk. A lot of what you hear now is a vernacular behind it. Now, this trench talk. People in the trenches talking about why they're in the trenches and what their daily habits are being in the trenches. Trench talk. So, this main reason is why a lot of trench fighters are sick of their job and feel trapped into the rat race. Some escape this reality by downsizing their life and changing spending habits. So, why is so many people in the trenches? What I would estimate is that basically I would say around 80% of people are in the trenches. Yep, I would say about 80% of individuals are in the trenches. Now, people don't look at it like this. You know, and it's only so many people that's going to watch this video. Okay, people are not going to have a clue unless this catches on. And yeah, people going to say these things probably most likely. You know, and that's fine if people repeat me. I mean, that's fine. If at least you repeat me, at least give me some credit. You know what I'm saying? At least acknowledge, okay, this is who said this or whatever. This is his channel. That's at least what you could do. I do the same thing. You know, I have no problem mentioning if somebody says something if I'm saying it. Okay, I don't know what it is with people in their weakness, their emotional weaknesses, and their narcissistic ways about themselves. I don't get it, but here's the thing: all of these problems that you don't work on, it keeps you in the trenches. That's why it doesn't matter if you got a PhD, doesn't matter if you're a lawyer, doesn't matter if you're a doctor, dentist, it doesn't matter if you won the lottery. Your day-to-day choices and life choices keep you in the trenches. And if you even make any money, you go back to the trenches because you have those habits. And here's the bomb drop, right? This is where the bomb drop comes. Like I said before, most people are in the trenches. Doesn't matter if they make over $100,000 a year or if someone makes $10,000 a year. Because see, here's the thing. Like it says in the top here, they have to work. That's the key to the fact that you are in the trenches or not. Can you work or can you not work and make the same amount of money, or if not most of it, to pay your living expenses by just doing whatever you do outside of work than you do at your job? Most people can't. That's why I like get up in the morning and go to work. Okay, I'm one. Okay, I'm I'm trying to get like the next people that I'm going to be talking about, and I'm more probably there than a lot of people, but I'm still in the trenches. Okay, now the thing is that people stay stuck in the trenches. Like I said, lifestyle choices, getting overpriced goods and consumption, and working for those, getting entrenched by actually having to work for those items that you consume. That's what keeps people in the trenches. And like I said, bomb. The reason why I dropped the bomb is that it is no different than the person that is living check to check, making $1 million, versus the man that makes $10,000 a year and basically lives in his mom's basement. He's struggling to survive, and he has to work for basically whatever goods and things that he can get, and whatever he can pay with that $10,000 a year or $15,000 a year. No different than the man that's making $1 million a year, but is entrenched with mortgage payments, car payments, child support payments, kids college fund, children private school fund, money, whatever your personal expenses are that you pay, right? You have to work to pay them. Second, you lose your job, you're stressing yourself out. You damn near suicidal because your whole lifestyle is based off of a check coming in every 2 weeks, every week, every month, whatever the case may be. You are no different than the guy that needs his check to pay for his an apartment, in the hood that is $1,000 a month, and his girlfriend or baby mama or even wife is dependent on that paycheck from a rib shack down the street to pay for that rent. It's no different. And the fact that you still psychologically think that you're different is this here. Like I said, you're more close to the bum on the street than Mark Zuckerberg, than Michael Bloomberg, your multimillionaire hedge fund associate or manager. You're more close to the bum than you are those guys or those individuals. So the next group of people are what I call freedom fighters. Freedom fighters are those that have gotten out of survival mode. What is survival mode? Well, I just said it. They don't have to go to work. Some people in this group do work. They work. I know it's a chick I follow on social media. She will be, her and her husband will be included in this category. I believe she works a job. She has several streams of income. She works a 9 to 5 job, right? But she don't necessarily have to do it. It's a difference, like I said in my book. It's a difference between having to do something and doing what you want to do. You can still technically be in this group and still work a job. If the job, and then it makes sense a lot of times. If, okay, let's say you're already a millionaire, and then also the average medium income of a millionaire is $37,000 a year, meaning medium, meaning like let's just say a retired man. He's living off of his dividends, maybe some, retirement fund or something, and he only makes $37,000. He makes money off of interest off of his money in an account, in a savings account or wealth fund account or whatever, and he only just makes $37,000. It's well enough to pay for his expenses and everything like that. Probably most likely already lives in a house that's paid for. It's more than enough to pay for his expenses. But he's retired. He doesn't work, and that's the medium. I mean, most people that are millionaires most likely make more than that. Okay, but that's just the medium salary. People think, oh, millionaire, oh, they make $1 million a year. Oh, golly gee, wow. No, it's some people that are millionaires that they just have a job. I met a dude, like I was working in IT. It's like sometimes, like, whenever I get like in between jobs or something, I'll work small little projects, right? I was working one day at this factory, this candy factory, and this guy I was working with, he said he's already a millionaire. Now, his position, he probably make like 60 grand, but he's already a millionaire. He's got investment properties. He's already saved a whole bunch of money. He met a guy that basically a long time ago was basically financial trader that basically just made money off of his money and got a commission. Like basically traded, options, different investments, made a commission off of an account that they both set up to where he traded for him, made some money in the stock market, and the guy that traded for him got a commission. Well, he made a lot of money doing that, and he's also got investment properties. He's a millionaire, and he just works a job at a company. Um, One of the things, and a lot of the software guys rag on me working in hardware, is that hardware just has a ceiling. Even though I plan to come up with a course and everything like that, as far as to get into IT support, hardware support, network support, stuff like that, it's way better than working in, like I say, working for $15 an hour. It's way better than that, right? Working in some type of factory or McDonald's or whatever is way better than that. It's a start. You don't have to stay there as long as I did. But yeah, he was working, just like I said, in IT support. He was already a millionaire. He was only making like 60 grand a year tops, and he's already a millionaire. So it is people that are in this group that actually they work a job. Some people like working a job. I ain't gonna lie, like if I had to choose working at the little factories and shit I was working not too long ago to what I do now, I would hands down do what I do now, as far as my job. Um, do I have to do it? Yeah, unfortunately I do, because I'm still in the throes of in the trenches. I just got to keep it 100 with you. I ain't Some people, like I said, they cap and they pretend and they put on the poker face. They turn the internet on and then they put on a costume and pretend that there's something that they're not. I don't do that. That is, when you do that, I believe that is it kind of mentally breaks you down. It's kind of like when you try to meet some woman and you try to pretend that you're somebody you're not, just to impress them. It's real squirmy, and women pick up on that shit usually, and they can tell you being fake, and they get turned off by that shit, you know, and you get turned off by that shit because you don't like doing it. But yeah, let me read further. So basically, like I said, are those that have gotten out of some survival mode, their incomes are also broad. So, I mean, basically, what I mean by that statement, their incomes are broad, You can make $50,000 and be in this. Like I said, my family member, I ain't trying to dime him out because a lot of people know me. Like I got a family member, he don't make no more than he don't make six figures a year. And is never made six figures a year. But he's in this club. The reason why is he keeps his debts low and he keeps his assets high.
Message.
It's not about how much money you make, it's how much you can keep.
Message.
I know you heard that before. But people don't hear it in here. They don't live it. They don't actually do it. Because a lot of times they might not know how to. A lot of people follow their parents. They follow their parents subconsciously, whatever they do. It is very, very difficult to break out of what you seen your parents do. Very, very difficult. Almost you would have to say you need some type of therapeutic intervention or divine intervention to break out of what you seen your parents do. So the thing is that when it comes to this group, it is basically, as this reads, after their incomes are also broad, primarily because they operate more on freedom versus lifestyle. Let's get another bomb drop on that.
Message.
You ever saw a cartoon or a TV show, a movie? What does the devil ask you? You just go right into it. What do you want? With the genie in the bottle, after you get your three wishes, he really is taking your soul. And if you didn't know what a genie is basically just the same thing. It's a devil. It's a mini devil. It's actually the devil. A devil. A genie is a devil or a demon. It asks you, what is your three wishes? Well, in Arabic tradition or customs or mythology, it's three wishes. Well, the devil just got, according to European folklore and mythos and religious doctrine, the devil only asks you one wish. Okay, what do you want for your soul? You say, I want this. Well, you just look at it like this. When you go to when you go to your job, I'm gonna have people quitting their job and shit, trying to motherfucker. No, don't quit your job. Just come up with a plan to leave your job, okay? To where you could pay for all of your expenses from whatever you're doing that you want to do outside of your job. That's the goal, okay? Just to not throw everything out and just go out the world ass backwards. Okay, I'm not saying quit your job. I'm not quitting my job. I'm going to work tomorrow. Okay, God willing. But the thing is that this is kind of very similar. Freedom versus lifestyle. A lot of times people choose lifestyle over freedom. It's kind of like for your enslavement, you want to choose lifestyle. Well, this group chose freedom. I want to do this. I want to do that. Um, I choose my freedom. Forget doing this and doing that, working this and doing that, spending my money to get all of these items and all of these cars and clothes and all this credit card debt. I choose my freedom over all of that. And I ain't gonna lie, this is the concept that I totally understand and overstand because this is my life. Okay. I choose freedom versus lifestyle. I could very much live in some little town home or rent a house in some nice neighborhood or whatever. I could do that technically, but I don't do it. I don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Okay. I learn from my lessons. I learned what works for me, and I learned it a long time ago. And basically, freedom is definitely more important to me versus lifestyle. So, as it reads further, if they can afford lifestyle, they will spend on it, but they tend to scale accordingly. What do I mean by that? Like I say, I follow some rich people. Okay, I'm social media friends with some rich people, man. Okay, the people a lot of the times the people that I see on Instagram, on Facebook or whatever, they have a nice lifestyle, a very decent lifestyle. Even I would even say a very high lux lifestyle, but they can afford the shit. It's a difference between being able to afford something and not being able to afford something. For example, if you buy all of these like thousands of dollars in fashions and all of this stuff, and you still don't have any money to like pay for a cost of living and all of these other expenses that you have, well, that's not spending according to your scale of income and or your wealth. you know that doesn't scale properly. That's off balance, off scale. If you Libras out there. As it reads further, their income scale starts at about 50K plus. Freedom fighters have formulated their life to the point that they have their finances on autopilot and have their money working for them to continue their freedom. Okay, a family member has some investment property. He makes money off of that. He worked and retired, even though I'm not necessarily in agreement with that. I would have probably done things a little bit different, but it is what it is. Now, the thing is that what makes freedom fighters special is that they have freedom. He could have retired 10 years ago. He just chose to keep working as long as he did. He could have actually retired 15 years ago because he's already had investment property. He already had some money coming in. He already could have pulled retirement, or a partial retirement. He could have very easily got another job that paid more money. He could have with a lot of different scenarios. Okay. Well, the thing is that freedom is more important to these individuals. And once you get to that point to where your freedom is more valuable, than what things and places you can actually live and, based off of rich people's money, because basically, it's rich people's money. So let's go into that. If you probably watching this, live, you've already read the next person in this um, in this financial world. People, we're talking about basically the types of people in the financial world. Next up is the commanders. It reads, these are the elite that direct the people. They are typically seven-figure earners. Okay. They are high-level executives, managers, and business owners. They have the power and influence over freedom fighters and below because they have the businesses and financial opportunities they need for their freedom. put this in context for you. These are the top 500 Fortune 500 companies. The people that run these companies in the context of this group, the commanders, like I said, high-level executives, managers, business owners. Business owners primarily in this group would probably be not Fortune 500 owners. They would be like your company that is a small non-for-profit or a small business that probably makes less than, as far as revenue, $500 million, $100 million, small business, not necessarily Fortune 500 corporate owners. But the people that work for these companies, the directors, the execs, HR managers, they have control over who gets hired, who gets fired, and so on and so forth. Okay. These are the commanders. Okay. They lead. Basically, they have the freedom. You know, you yourself and other people that work with you. You know how people are. They don't want to get fired. They don't want to break the rules or anything like that because they don't want to lose their job. The commanders is what makes them lose their job or holds any type of bonus or job advancement over them. That is the commanders. You know, they basically hire and fire. Individuals. Okay. These people tend to be, like I said, 7-figure earners. What do you hear? You can't get rich from a job. This is where I've already made a video about that 2 years ago. Okay.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop your fucking lying.
Okay, let's drill down on this. Because anybody that says you can't get rich from a job, they are either lying or they're being disingenuous, which is lying. Or just saying what somebody else repeated as a talking point and regurgitating it back to you. Let me break down to you because I've been working in corporate America for quite a long time. Like I said, these are typically 7-figure earners. Okay, let's break this shit down to you because I'm tired of you motherfuckers talking about, now I'm getting ghetto or whatever. I'm tired of you motherfuckers lying, talking about you can't get rich from no fucking job. Okay, let's break this the fuck down, okay? All right. Let me break this. Let me break this shit down to your funky ass. Let's take chief marketing officer for Facebook. The chief marketing it's Alex Schultz. Chief marketing officer and VP of analytics. Compensation is public for a public company. Should be. I'm just not rich yet. A lot of times these guys have stock options. Facebook right now is trading for over $100 a share, almost $200 a share. He could very well much have 100,000 shares just in stock options alone. And if he was an early adopter of early um, employee of Facebook, he has most likely more shares than that, including a salary. This is just a VP of marketing. I can't find it, but let's just look up what a chief marketing officer's salary is, as far as just a typical salary. Okay, so this is according to salary.com. And I very much know for almost a fact that um, this gentleman probably makes more than that per year, if not also including compensation. They get bonuses. Also, they get stock options. So this is a freaking chief marketing officer's average. It peaks at around $484,000, $500,000 a year. Okay, if you've been following me for a long time, I've already broke down what's rich in the United States of America, what's considered rich. Rich is $500,000 a year or more. It's damn near just to probably most likely work for a small company. You're making at the very least the medium is $300,000. The lowest is a $250,000, but more close to $500,000 a year. That's just a chief marketing officer. So you mean to tell me making $1 million every 2 years is not rich? If not, making it a year is rich. See, this is the lies. This is what you could now call trench talk. It's lies that'll keep you in the trenches. Imagine, people are easily influenced, right? You'll listen to somebody say something, right? And they really are you got people that are really into following different people. You know, they'll go quit their job, go start a business because they listen to somebody say you can't get rich working a business. When I just talked about the freedom fighters. I know a lady, her husband, they are millionaires. They live in a mansion. They buy mansions, rehab them, sell them, and buy another mansion. They work a job and they have their side businesses and they make money off of that. You mean to tell me that a person that makes $500,000 and is a chairman of a board, and a lot of times these individuals are chairmen of the board of other companies and they make money and also get stock options for being chairman of the boards of other companies. You mean to tell me they don't have side projects and side businesses within themselves and also chairmen of the board of other companies as well? Come on, man. That's listening to people that don't know what the hell they talking about. You know, you stop listening to these people that don't know what the hell they talking about. You can't get rich working no job. The fuck out of here. You know, these are the people that are, like I said, 7-figure earners, high-level execs, managers, your hedge fund managers, people that work in fintech. You know, it is very much people that make a lot of money in corporate America. You know, like I said, I have people that are in my family that are directors for corporate America. They make well over $200,000 a year. They are in the trenches. Then I have people that make less than $100,000 and are freedom fighters. Well, if you've been a 7-figure earner for years and have been a chairman of the board, you know, for years, of course you are rich. Okay. You know, I just can't say it enough. And these are, I mean, basically, these are also CEOs of companies as well. This is what I'm talking about as far as commanders. You know, just to put it in perspective, you could say that, you know, somebody like Jay-Z, Nas, is a commander. You know what I'm saying? Like, they own multiple companies. They you know, Jay-Z is a 9-figure earner. Okay. Nas is 8 figures. I mean, no, actually Jay-Z is 10 figures and Nas is 9 figures. Okay. So yeah, I mean, this is you know, pretty much the lies that are told, that you basically you can't get rich working the job. This is why people stay in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? That's also why because people listen to other people bags of lies, and you know, basically that's why they stay in the trenches.
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
So, moving along. Lastly, you got chief commanders or commander-in-chief. These are individuals that are leaders and they direct the elite in the secret back rooms, closed meetings. They are the key stakeholders and owners of corporations and leaders of political offices and more. They are the leaders of the battle. Whatever the direction of the battle, it's their call on where the movements will be. So these are, basically your, Biden, your, you know, leader of the speaker of the House, your presidents of different countries, your princes, your Saudi princes, and you know, uh, Arab prince of the Arab Emirates, your um, high level CEOs, Mark Zuckerbergs of the world, your Jeff Bezos, your Arnott, the owner of LVMH. These are the chief commanders. Pretty much they meet in those secret rooms. You know what I'm saying, and discuss secret things, right? Their movements of what's gonna be happening for their company, which has a lot of wealth. I mean, one of the richest men in the world is Bernard Arnault. Okay, if you go to, let's go to Forbes list or whatever. So apparently, this changes. So according to, as of now, uh Arnault is third on the list. Elon Musk, your your favorite gotta you hate, right? He's back to number one status. Okay. He's back to number one status. Let me share my screen again. Let me just share my whole screen. He's back to number one status. So let's look at Tesla, because we know Facebook, he ain't making money off of that. So let's look at the 6 month here. He's the stock has lost money, but let's also look at LVMH. What if they lose $23? For whatever reason, they made $23 in the last year to date, and Tesla year to date. Well, year to date, these up $89. I mean, technically almost $100. So, basically, he's number one. Okay, on the world's richest person list, and Jeff Bezos is number two, but his wealth is kind of going down. But he's still number two, and he's not technically the CEO of Amazon anymore. But Bernard Arnault, in 2020, he made a lot of money because they were working from home, they were at home, and they was buying luxury goods. He also owns a lot of people don't know what LVMH is. It's best you understand what LVMH is, because a lot of times people don't know what it is. Let's educate you on what LVMH is. I know what they are because the company I used to work for, they owned Diageo LVMH was part owner of Diageo. I just kept it a secret. But the thing is that they own Louis Vuitton, they own Keurig brand coffee, if you ain't know what that is. Richmond is some luxury goods brand. Basically, to pronounce what Bernard Arnault is, he is the king of luxury. He's the king of luxury. He's selling to his friends, and selling to you, people that really are into this luxe lifestyle. he's selling luxury goods to you. Okay. He owns Bulgaria. Okay, that's the jewelry company. He owns Christian Dior. Okay, you know, Fenty. He owns Fenty. Okay. Rihanna's brand. A lot of times people be like, okay, you know, the person is kind of like the figurehead of the brand to get sales. They make money off of it, but the owner is somebody behind that. It's a silent investor. So, for example, I used to work for a liquor company. Okay, the same company that makes or distributes Ciroc, right? Ciroc is got a 50% partnership with P. Diddy, which I think he crossed $1 billion. I think they said last year, but it was kind of quiet. So, Diddy had a 50% deal with Diageo, where if he sold whatever bottle of Ciroc he sold, he made 50%. He don't own Diageo. He might have some shares, whatever, but he made a deal. He got a lot of money off of Ciroc, and he sold a lot of bottles and made a lot of money off of that 50% partnership. Every bottle sold, he makes 50% because he's Diddy. He, likes to club, party. He sold a lot of bottles. He made the compensation off of that, but he don't own, Ciroc. Okay, he markets and brands himself as like he almost owns it, but he's actually a salesman. He's a businessman that you don't know. People think, the average person would think, oh, he owns Ciroc. That's his brand. No, he was marketing Ciroc for the owners of Ciroc, and he had a brand deal to where it was he get compensated off of every bottle sold. He owns Tiffany and Company. Okay, these are all the subsidiaries that are owned by LVMH. He also owns Moet Hennessy, Sean Don, Moet Hennessy, also Hennessy. Like, that's pretty much what LVMH is, and a lot more. I didn't even mention he owns more companies than that. That's just a few. Okay. So these people set the trends, set the tone for things, that these are these individuals, you know what I'm saying? So what do you what's the takeaway from all of this? Basically, I would say the takeaway is that it's a lot more people that are in the trenches than you think. People may hopefully my takeaway from this is that you understand that you are more close to the person that is really, really in a bad financial state, that's struggling, that's in poverty, than you are of, the chief marketing executive of Facebook. Okay. And people's conceptual understanding is they're close to the chief marketing exec of Facebook than they are the average Joe on the street struggling for a place to sleep and something to eat and the cost of living items. You're more close to that individual than you are of, basically, Bernard Arnault or Jeff Bezos or, chief marketing officer of Facebook or the CEO of, AutoZone. You're more close to the guy on the street struggling. And you're in the trenches compared to what you think. You think that you are rich, but you are not. You know, so I hope that this humbles you. This is very, very good to take this concept to versus the standard, like I say, poverty, uh lower class, middle class, upper middle class, upper class thing. Because the trick is to have you think that you are doing well, when in all actuality you are the frog that's being boiled alive and slowly, and you could jump out of the pan, but you may get so comfortable that you don't know that you're actually getting boiled alive. And I've stated that for reference many times. And the thing is that why should you think that you are closer to the bum on the street? Because you are. It's not something that I made up. You are statistically closer, even if you make $150,000 a year, even if you make $300,000 a year, you're more close to that bum on the street or that guy struggling making $30,000 working at Amazon warehouse than you are the CEO of Microsoft. So I hope this, kind of enlightens you, humbles you to think a lot more extreme and more pragmatic and more in depth than scratching the surface and then living in a fairy pretend world. That we all are trained to live in. So basically hope this kind of helps you understand that. So I'm going to leave you with that.